Hi, so what is up? I'm in New York City in my dorm. It's like one of my last few days in my dorm, which is crazy. I just finished my school year. I just finished sophomore year, which is nuts to literally even think about. But I thought it'd be fun if I took you into the week of a life of my last week of classes, my last week of school of sophomore year. Oh my gosh, I've always watched all these people do these vlogs of school and stuff. That's how I decided almost what school to go to. And so I thought this would be fun. It's also, I don't know, it's a little fun memory for me because I get to know what I did this week, honestly, which is kind of fun. Honestly, I always tell myself I should journal, I should write what happened, and it's always a thought in my mind, and I never do it. But this is the video diary, the video blog, the vlog. So I'm gonna take you along a week in a life, a day in the life, a week in the life, a week in the life of a film student in New York City. So let's go. So Monday I literally had 2 final presentations, which was very nerve-wracking. One in storyboarding and one in a business class where I was presenting financial theory. My group assigned me the finance portion, so I had to figure out financial theory for a $20 million Broadway show. Not my strong suit. Definitely I am not a finance major, but I learned a lot. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm numbers. So I had my storyboard presentation where I was presenting a TV show that I wrote and developed in my Writing for Children television class. It's called Cats Out of the Bag. It's all about this cat and bird and squirrel all exploring the city and learning early educational elements, mainly for 3 to 5-year-olds. Here's a little bit of my presentation, as you can see. So the storyboards are a part of the pre-production process that's very important, especially in animation. You want to make sure you can visually tell a story, because visuals are different than just the script on the paper. So it helps see if the story works, and especially for my target audience, 3 to 5-year-olds, visuals incredibly important to see if that works. So I've been doing this all semester, and so it's been really great getting feedback on that. And then literally right after that final presentation, I had no time to relax. No. I literally headed straight into a group meeting with my Business of Broadway team, where we were presenting. We turned La La Land into a Broadway musical, so that was interesting. I think I had to do detailed budgets, dealing with union fees, bonds, loans, everything. So that was interesting. I literally have such a detailed budget. There's 500 different lines. It's so complicated, but I was like, oh my goodness, I'm a real finance major. So I had that, which is, it's interesting. I was presenting financial theory to a bunch of finance majors. So very interesting. Did not expect I'd be doing that, but it was kind of an interesting experience, and I felt I learned a lot from that, truly. I had no break from that. I literally had to head straight over to the stop motion animation studio where I was working on my project for my stop motion class, which is this little short film called Penguins Can't Fly, and I'll walk you through the process of what it's like to create a stop motion film. Animating my penguin film for stop motion. This is my stop motion final. It's all about a little penguin who learns that penguins can't fly after it tries to fly. So say hello to penguin, everyone. So I'm just gonna take you into a glimpse of what the setup's like. So there's this light here. So we have 2 side lights. We have 1, 2, and then there's this light, which is yay behind the camera. Sort of be the main light. These are key lights. So it's basically a 3-light setup. There's the camera right there. There's the animation table. I just took everything down. And yeah, that's the whole little setup in this little room, and it's all run off this computer. And that's great software. So yeah, little inside what stop motion is, and my setup. And going on while I'm in the stop motion lab is the Met Gala. I'm casually checking my phone, casually on Twitter, procrastinating away. And I keep scrolling and scrolling. Oh my god, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I wanted to go last September, but I just didn't. And I was like, I'm finishing all my schoolwork first. I did not have time to camp out for 8 hours. But I was I finished all my schoolwork first, and I was I was heading out of the stop motion lab, and I was like, why not? What? I'll just go. Hello. So I just got back from school today, and you know what? I'm on my phone, and I'm like, oh, it's the Met Gala. I'm gonna go. Why not? I mean, I'm gonna go to the Met Gala. No, not really. I mean, I'm gonna stand outside. I realize people have been standing outside for 8 hours and it's already pretty much started and over. But you know what? The exits. Maybe I'll see the exits. You know what? I don't have anything better to do. Well, I mean, I do have to sleep. I do have an 8 a.m. tomorrow. But you know what? I'm going to the Met Gala because why not? Why not? Why not? Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm gonna change out of this. Put on a more fashionable outfit. So we'll see. In 3, 2, 1, boom, boom. So I literally just like threw on this tank top and this like jacket with like shoulder pads. I don't know, giving 80s. I really don't know. Literally, I'm standing outside, so this is gonna be so random. But I'm gonna grab my camera. We're gonna go and I'll take you along with me, cause why not? Okay, bye. And so I literally went to the Met Gala. So that was an interesting experience. I literally tried to get to the Met. Everything's like super barricaded, very hard to get through. I've always seen like pictures of people like waiting outside the Met Gala, like in the little barricades and stuff. It is like all blocked off around here. So I was on 5th and it's all blocked off in front of the Met, so I had to go down. And now all the streets that are even like a block away from the Met are also blocked off completely. So this might be very uneventful of a vlog, really, because I'm just blocked by barricades. So if you look, like this is how it is. So I'm on, what street? Madison. And it's blocked like this, which is interesting. This is the Met, and as you can see behind me, that little tent thingy, those are the stairs for the Met Gala. So this is the closest. I literally have no clue how anyone sees anyone, because we're all the way on this side, and the thing is all the way there. Where there, right there. So like, I don't get it, but like, that's the Met Gala. And I was just like, and I saw the Met at like a tiny little angle, and then I was just like, I give up, I'm not gonna see anything. It's just the building. I've been to the Met before, like, you know, like I got to see the little red carpet, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go home. Then all the streets to like the subway were blocked, and I was getting so frustrated. I was like, I just wanna go home, I just wanna go home. And then I'm literally walking, I'm using my Apple Maps to try to get back to this place, and I'm walking exactly, and there's this barricade right in front of me. I'm like, great, oh my goodness, I guess I have to turn around and go somewhere else. And then as soon as I'm about to like turn around, Blake Lively just steps out of a car and walks into this building, and I'm like, what? Huh? Like, it was just like so random. Like, I'm trying to go to the subway, and then it's like Blake Lively. And I was like, oh. And then a bunch of other people started to show up, and then there was paparazzi. And I was like, oh, I guess the celebrities are here? It turned out I was at some random hotel. Did not know that at all. And I kind of just stood there and took in this whole like celebrity spectacle. It was such a unique experience. Honestly, like people, it was very busy. People were climbing on scaffolding left and right, trying to get just a glimpse of these celebrities. And so it's really interesting to see that from like the fans' perspective, because the only other time I've done like red carpets or done to those kind of events, I've been on the press side. So I've already been in that and where I was like just working. And so it's interesting being on the opposite side and seeing how it all functions from another perspective. So that was really cool. Hi, so good morning. I just finished my 8 a.m. Media and Globalization. It's basically a class like analyzing how media's role in globalization, how globalization isn't just an economic term. And so basically we read this article today called Globalization Isn't Over, It's Changing. And so we analyze globalization. It is a really interesting class, but it is an 8 a.m. 8 a.m.s. 8 a.m.s. 8 a.m.s are so early, and it's like so difficult. I'm like talking about like economic policy and like changes in culture at 8 a.m. and it's like, it's a bit early to be talking about this stuff. I literally got very little sleep because I got back from the Met Gala at like, I left there like midnight. So of course, right when I have an 8 a.m. But you know, kind of fun. Basically, yeah, but now I have the rest of the day free where I'm just gonna like work on my homework and study for finals because, you know, it's final season. It's like my last full week of classes, and it's so weird to think about. Oh my gosh, okay. But yeah, it's just a work day pretty much. So yeah, I'll work.
just the whole like little banter.
Wednesday. So Wednesday is typically when I have my studio class. So for my class from 9 to 5. And so I'm in a class called Sight and Sound Studio, where basically I'm in a television studio twice a week from 9 to 5, basically making like a TV show in a way, little like scenes, not a full show, but getting that whole setup, you know, that traditional sitcom style with the multicams, your live studio on, there's no audience, but it's just us in a control room. But yeah, that's been really interesting all semester. If you've seen on YouTube, I've been posting a lot of those projects on here, and so that's been fun sharing that all with you. I've done a really cool Toy Story remake. I did, for my final, I had a whole like musical number, if you look right there, like look really extra. But it's really been interesting learning that this semester. And it's like really different because last fall I took Sight and Sound filmmaking, and so it's incredibly different. Filmmaking's pretty much a lot on location. And so studio, it's interesting, you're working with the limitations of space, but you also have a bigger crew, and so it's interesting. It's you adapt to the medium, you adapt to limitations, and these limitations, honestly, I feel like they help you really create in a way. And so that's typically what I would do on Wednesday, but we didn't have the class on that Wednesday because we had already produced everyone's projects and everyone's frantically editing for the last class on Friday. Oh, it's actually Thursday now, like, such a bad vlogger. I really am. So it's actually Thursday now. So Wednesday I was literally stayed in all day. Like I did not leave my apartment literally a singular time because I was literally on the computer editing for goodness knows how long, but I finally emerged. I'm like at school because I had to go to class. So go to your class, people. I'm outside, so it's very loud. But so I went to class. I went to stop motion. So we learned about this cool thing, basically called the optical camera, about how they used to use stop motion for like special effects in like Jurassic Park and Star Wars. So that's really cool. Because I still have normal classes alongside working along my final project in that class. And then I just had a meeting with my Broadway teacher because I'm actually my final project, we have to create basically a whole Broadway show, and we're on a team, and basically, so I was in charge of the budget, which I am not a finance person. I do not go to business school, but I take classes at business school. So literally, I'm here like doing this like $20 million Broadway budget. So that's interesting to say the least, honestly. But yeah, now I'm just chilling now. It's like really nice outside. Like you can see, like look, such nice weather. It's finally like a springtime weather because we've been waiting for that so long. And then also I had an audition today, so that was something. That's how I started out this morning. I had a wonderful little accent for an audition, so that was fun. But yeah, I'm just gonna spend the rest of the time editing a final that's due tomorrow on top of every single other project. So I will probably be inside the whole day, but I'll talk to you later or show you an update on the progress, because the editing is a little bit rough. Worked a lot on my storyboarding class, drawing different storyboards for Cats Out of the Bag, and I'll take you behind the scenes on like the little process of drawing it, especially in how I find references to draw from, because sometimes you can't always draw from your imagination. So I want to take you along for a part of one of my artistic processes. So I'm currently doing a reference walk. So in my storyboarding class, I have to draw a lot, and I'm not really like a trained illustrator, but so I use a lot of reference photos. Reference are a great way to just build your drawing skills if you can't draw something from your head, for example. So one of my characters in my storyboards is standing outside of like a food stand on the side of the street on the sidewalk. And so I thought, why not walk to the park and like look for that? So you can see there's this ice cream truck here across the street. And so I'm currently using that as a reference. I'm gonna take a bunch of photos and use that as a reference image to do my images. So you can see here, like here is the reference image, and then here is the storyboard. So you can see how that sort of matches up. And it's great to do reference images on your own if you can, because that avoids like little copyright issues and all that stuff. But yeah, so I'm doing that, and I find it incredibly helpful to just go see stuff in person, especially because I do have the ability just to walk everywhere. So yeah. Then on Friday I had, oh my gosh. So the majority of this week was almost like my final classes of the semester. because we started the year like midway through like the week, and so the later half of the week I was having my final classes of the whole semester. So that was like totally interesting. Like I definitely noticed the classes were changing. People were like emotional. People are going home from summer, so they're not seeing their friends they see every day. And so it's like it's an interesting thing. Like you're saying goodbye, but not really. Like it's interesting. So I had my final second sound class where I presented my final studio project. That was interesting. I tried something new. I tried writing an experimental in Sight and Sound. I've never written experimental before, so I felt like that showed, but I'm happy I took a little bit of a risk and I tried something new, even if it didn't like fully turn out in a way, if I'm gonna be completely honest. But I'm glad I tried something new. But it was really cool seeing everyone else's finals. Oh my gosh, it's so interesting seeing people's different like artistic views and on the world and their stories that they tell and how they tell it. Like, oh my gosh, some of them have like such cool lighting and cinematography, and I'm like, it's just amazing. Cause I come from like a writing background, so like I don't have an eye for some of that stuff. So it's really cool seeing people who have this eye for like camera work and cinematography and lighting. It's really amazes me all the time. And it's just like, it's such a weird experience ending the school year, and I just thought like, oh my goodness, I need to vlog all this because it started fun. I went to the Met Gala. Well, not really. I saw the Met Gala in a way. And it was a really busy week. I went to Met Gala, had all my final presentations, final classes. It was just kind of like a whirlwind. It was like a nice little wrap up of the whole semester. Like you tie it all in a pretty bow and wrap it up. It's like a little nice present. I can't believe the school year's over. I have so much I want to do in the summer. I want to work on all the projects. I want to revise the projects I did during the school year, and I'm looking forward to creating so much in the fall. And I'll take you along in the summer for more vlogs. So yeah, thank you for coming along this week with me. It's been really fun to take you around and show you what a week in my life as a film student in New York is. I hope this inspires some of you. But yeah, have a good rest of y'all's day and explore the stories of the universe. I'll see you later. Bye! I don't know how to transition out. Comedy. Okay, bye. Boom.